What's up, guys? We are going into the final round of the Swiss stage. It's Kiljardi spawning in the eastern side as the Rus, playing against Knuschelbar on the western side as the Abbasid. And one thing right off the bat, not the typical build order you see. He's going with that 2-2-2, one of the newer build orders we saw coined, like I'd say about a month or two ago, maybe a little less than 2 months. But it's kind of similar to the English 2-2-2. It's the early wheelbarrow play. And against the Rus, how efficiently is this going to work out? Two scouts are already out and on their way trying to counteract that bounty. A plethora of wolves right here. This would be prime time if Kiljardi would be able to spot this out before Knuschelbar's scout arrives. Thanks for the follow, swordsman. So Kiljardi getting that third scout out from the hunting cabin, built the house with one of the food villagers and getting to work on the wood. Once he has 150 gold and, well, actually, once he has the 50 wood from those villagers, he'll be able to queue up the wheelbarrow, which should be nice and fine for him as long as he can secure up enough bounty to not have to worry about missing his age up timing. Knuschelbar spots out a set of deer, another set of deer I should say, as he has already cleared up one. Kiljardi spots out one of those wolves, but it seems as if Knuschelbar spotted out two ahead of time. So just one little wolf miss. We see some scout on scout aggression by Kiljardi. Kiljardi has his second scout coming up, so he will easily win this aggression war. Spots out the last pack of deer as it's getting cleared up and finished. There's only one deer left that he might be able to take, and the town center is too close for him to be able to contest into some of those wolves either. The lower hell scout ran on away, but it's getting close. Oh, got pretty close to that town center, but Knuschelbar, he knows his stuff. Thanks for the follow, Steve Deeks. He knows not to get too close. Kiljardi dropping down the House of Wisdom. Or sorry, Knuschelbar dropping down the House of Wisdom. 7 villagers on the food. Only still has those 2 villagers on top of the gold. Wheelbarrow's about to finish on up. And the wheelbarrow is on its way for Kiljardi as well. Kiljardi's only at 125 bounty. I felt like he had secured a little more, and there's one other wolf coming on back, and he has a ton of sheep behind that one, and his 2 wolves in the south, so easily hits that 250 bounty, as we all know is kind of the mark to hit with wheelbarrow and with aging up, but that's not including the passive gold income you get from your hunting cabin. Ooh, another wolf pickup. So a good amount of bounty being able to be picked up by Kiljardi. Kiljardi trying to counteract some of these wolves as they get brought under the town center, but needs to watch out for that. Scouts took quite a bit of damage. Knuschelbar scouts did, but is able to keep them both alive. Will just need to be able to like stay on top of those, as Kiljardi could try to be very aggressive with his scouts, whether it be denying stone if Knuschelbar's trying to go for that second TC quicker before dropping any military production buildings, or whether it's denying some gold to make that, you know, fresh foodstuffs a little bit of a smoother route, as he is just now starting his age up timing. Seven villagers on top of the Golden Gate, gonna be able to fix that up nice and quick over there on the Abbasid side. It's gonna take 1 minute and 40 seconds. I'll call it 1 minute and 30 now until the age up comes through. So Kiljardi might be able to utilize that in his favor. Might just wait that extra minute, use a ticket to let Rus, or use 2 tickets to let Rus drop a second TC. Could just drop it nice and forward on top of these deer. Two of the wolves for Kiljardi. They're just waiting. They're watching. They're keeping their distance. They want a villager to come out and they will just attack. But for now, they're just waiting. As I mentioned though, these 3 scouts could be very aggressive, starting to deny, starting to make that gold gathering much more difficult, but he's got the 125 he needs for fresh foodstuffs. Moves over to the stone, and now we'll go on to the stone, but needs, like, this will cause Knuschelbar to micro back these vills every single time that one of these gets low from the 3 scouts. No stables. It's the wooden fortress dropped first. Kiljardi about to have a second ticket, gathering up a little bit of gold. I believe he might be opting for the second town center play, like I was talking about, gathering up a little bit of gold, trading those tickets, and have enough. Yep, he's already traded 1 ticket. But one thing we could fail to mention, but he might not have even had to go for gold at all if he had those extra wolves and had just a little bit more bounty. Villagers trying to circle around a couple of those scouts from Kiljardi, but just not doing enough damage. One of the scouts from Knuschelbar has gone down, and Kiljardi pulling the low health one away. Villagers pull back off of the stone. They have enough for the secondary TC. Where's the secondary TC gonna go? I would expect the back berries, nice a safe spot, but mainly you always want to drop it on a secondary food source, as that's usually kind of your go-to thing to do. Exactly what Kiljardi has done is drop it on a secondary food source. Nice front and forward, middle of the map for Kiljardi. He most likely will be more of the aggressor in this scenario earlier on. Scout for Kiljardi still circling. Wolves still watching, but we are too. Another scout comes out for Knuschelbar. Idles up that town center for just a bit, but he needs the vision. He needs to know what's going on the opposite side. I told you, I mean, this is just what that one extra scout can do for these pros, is just force things like that. I mean, that's essentially a villager kill, a little more, since scouts now take 25 seconds to pop out of TCs. It's 26-3 for Kiljardi. It's 23-2 for Knuschelbar. So Kiljardi has a little bit of a vill count lead. The second production building goes down. The stables has gone down, but I haven't seen a knight come out. Haven't seen a horseman come out. Anything of that sort. 2 wolves do get secured. They get found out, and now he's up above that 300 bounty. Thanks for the follow, JoJo. Second archery range, so this is going to be that typical triple archer range, stable play. Might even see quad archery range. Double broadaxe is already through, so the 15 villagers on the wood line will just be dropping so much extra wood. Wooden fortress adds 20%. Double broadaxe adds even more, so just a lovely 18 wood per drop off. Thanks for the follow, Liberal David. Stables as well as a barracks has dropped on the side of Knuschelbar. Has yet to get Golden Age Tier 1, which is a huge oversight. There it is. Golden Age Tier 1 comes through. So now all of his villagers will have an extra 15% gathering rate. This will kind of make up for a little bit of the eco, make up for a little bit of the villager loss that he has. It's 31-4 versus 34, I'm assuming, 33-8. But the military mass is starting to build up for Kiljardi. Horsemen are going to come to play to try to counter out the archers, but the archer mass is going to get big, and it's going to get big fast. If the horsemen don't thin it out earlier on, or if there's not a significant horseman mass, the archers will get too much to deal with, and Knuschelbar really will need to pump out the numbers. And you're not able to pump out the numbers, as I'm talking about, with only one single stables. 10 archers moving forward, gonna go for a nice old snipe down on that scout that Knuschelbar invested another idle time on the town center for that scout. It's not like it came out of a stables or a hunting cabin in the case of Kiljardi. A couple of those knights getting focused in, well, scouts and knights getting focused in by the horsemen, and a couple spears, but the archers arrive just in time to protect them on up. Archer number getting closer to like 15 or so. It is at 15. And it's just climbing faster and faster as all three of these rangers are non-stop producing. A barracks is coming in. This will allow the knights to do their job, which is just to run around, be annoying, do some damage, but more importantly, idle out those spears, because the spears have to protect away from those knights. And the horsemen, they're not going to be able to close down on that archer mass if there's spears on top of the archers. And that's exactly what Kiljardi's plan is. He's been playing today very, very strong from the couple games that he's watched, and he is just transitioning as well into the next game. Moves over for the deer. There's double boar in the northern side of the map, so could potentially make a little bit of an expansion up there if he desired. It's not like he'd get a 500 bounty from it or anything of that sort. It just would be a really, really nice fast food gathering rate. Knuschelbar sending a group of horsemen around for some potential raiding. Archer numbers up at 24. Blacksmith, first steeled arrow. Next, I would assume siege engineering coming out. Knuschelbar, I think he was searching and was expecting to see the boars to have been taken, or one of them to at least have been taken. Does not spot that out. Instead, just kind of decides to circle back around. The knights for Kiljardi were looking to do some damage, but in the stealth forest, there were a few spears waiting and got a pick on one of the scouts. Those villagers that just moved onto those deer in the middle of the map, I swear I saw a wooden fortress get queued up earlier. They must not have decided to build it, and you know, came in a little bit late. Should have built the wooden fortress, as one of them lost their life for it. 47-36 versus 49-23. And the knights are on Kiljardi's side. It's not even, oh my, Knuschelbar's going for a surround on the knights, and that's it. He gets a surround on the knights. Huge pickup. The movement speed of the horsemen, you can run past them, then A move, and it forces the knights into a weird pathing, and you can potentially get a nice circle on the knights with them. A couple of the spearmen have grouped up to try to protect up that archer mass. And the archer mass is just too slow to deal with these horsemen that are circling on around. So it's going to have to be either spears station or knights. No pressure has come out on the actual eco of Knuschelbar in a little bit of time. Still kind of been able to keep safe and secure behind the little bit of walls that he has invested into. Obviously, only pressure on Kiljardi's eco has been more of his forward pocket eco, but that is not going to be the case for long, as 9 horsemen are circling around the backside of the map and want to find some villager kills. They smell blood, but how much blood will they actually find? First ram being dropped by Kiljardi, is about to have enough for a second ram with the next villager drop off. And how much blood will they find? The answer is 0 for the time being. Kiljardi spots it out, pulls villagers off the gold, pulls villagers off the food, and just dodges away at the perfect timing. Knuschelbar getting pretty close to being able to drop Castle Age, but the problem for him is gold is being denied. Gold is the front forward thing that Kiljardi's attacking, so that is the only thing he is lacking for Castle Age. Needs to continue to utilize his food, continue to utilize his wood on production. Front outpost with the arrow slits has been denied. Archers trying to snipe down a bunch of those horsemen, and the number that they have, they're actually doing pretty decent damage on top of those horsemen. Part of the horseman mass is circling back around for some potential more damage. Ram attacking the mining camp rather than something more useful, such as production buildings or houses. Kiljardi is at 120 total population, whereas Knuschelbar, we just saw him, he was at under 90. He's starting to hurt a little bit. Send some horsemen into those berries that he saw earlier, but Kiljardi pulled away from in time. Scout has been killed. Ram takes down the house. Next comes production. Next comes TC. Spearmen are forward with it. Kiljardi has more than enough to drop another ram or two, but I guess he's a little sidetracked. Archers moving forward. Archers could start sniping down some of these vills. Villagers on the sheep starting to be denied. Spears running forward, trying to protect up those archers. And the archers, they are doing damage. Thanks for the follow, El Minister. Spears get a decent brace on a couple of those horsemen, and the archers just non-stop firing on anything and everything that they see. Kiljardi, the one ram, is doing everything it can. The stables in front has started to burn. It is about to go down, but maybe not before one or two horsemen pop out of it first. Archer numbers still looking quite healthy for Kiljardi, and Knuschelbar, he's trying to do everything he can. He's trying to continue to raid during all this and not allow Kiljardi eco behind this to continue to mass up. A couple Cameral archers come back. The spearman mass looks to be thinning out, and there are not as many spears here, so if the horsemen circle back around, they could potentially take down some of these archers. Ram gets taken down. Kiljardi needs to pull back and rebuild another ram and mass back up, as he cannot take down a town center with only 23 archers. It's 56 and 43 for Kiljardi. He's under 100, whereas Knuschelbar, he's 60 and 18. So Knuschelbar has a couple Vil count lead. He's just behind heavily in the military regards. Thanks for the follow, Enzo. Knuschelbar moving over to some deer. A couple of the knights have circled back around, and castle age has started for Knuschelbar. Kiljardi still being aggressive, still, you know, remassing that military on up, and Kiljardi just, and Knuschelbar just used 1,200 food and 600 gold on castle age. It's a minute and 45 seconds until this comes through. Two rams are V-lining for the TC, and if we thought one ram was doing damage, imagine what two can do. Knuschelbar does not have a military mass to be able to deal with this right now, it looks like. A couple of the knights have found villagers on the backside, taking down some villagers on the berries. It idles out some of those villagers on food. Yes, he might lose these two knights as the military is being pulled back, but look at what he's doing on the front side. There's two rams non-stop attacking the main TC. Archers are killing everything that's popping out of the double range, and Knuschelbar is starting to hurt. A couple of the horsemen circling around, continuing to try to do damage. Kiljardi overpulled. He pulled back way too much, as he has not have any villagers working on the wood for just two horsemen. Archers firing down everything that they can do. Spearmen have a nice another brace. There are no more horsemen. It is just camel archers and archers versus the mass on the opposite side. Main TC looks to go down. Another knight goes down. The main TC, it's at 34 health, but the villagers, they're being pulled. They're non-stop burning. They're trying to do everything they can. They're hammering away, rebuilding it. The ram, it will not kill that TC. Knuschelbar is going to hold. That TC is not going to go down, but how many Vils is he going to be stuck with? It's 56 and 35 versus 64. It's not even like he's at too big of a deficit, as he has found some good luck. This one horseman is taking down more of these Vils on top of the berries. There's no reaction from Kiljardi. Castle Age finishes up. TC starting to be hammered away at being rebuilt. Invisible Horseman raid still doing job. We see dead bodies on the ground. 64-32, 57-39. Knuschelbar has the military mass. He is castle age, and he has mangonels, and mangonels will shred this army. It looked like it was about to be over for Knuschelbar, but he has continued to hold and continued to say, this is not my time. Thanks for the follow, probably salty guy. So who will be the one to go 4-0 in the Swiss stage of the first high elo heroes? Knuschelbar wants it to be him. Kiljardi, he does not want to let up pressure. He's staying everything pedal to the metal, going up with the Abbey behind this, can wait until he gets some upgrades through. I don't know if the ram was the greatest idea there. I think he just had some wood and didn't know what to do with it. The main military mass is slowly walking forward as Knuschelbar has it all control grouped together, so they are moving at the speed of the mangonel. Villagers over on that deer look like they're about to get pressured by the archer mass that's moving forward by Knuschelbar. Kiljardi still massing up, getting pretty close to Castle Age himself. And this game, we thought it was going to be a short one, but no. Kiljardi thought he could end it, but Knuschelbar had other things in mind. As he is held, he is moving forward. He is being the aggressor now, building up a ram himself. Abbey of the Trinity comes down. Relic should start trying to be secured by Kiljardi, and immediately a siege workshop next to that Abbey. Ram and Mangonel gonna start taking down this little bit of pocket eco on top of the deer. That Ram was sent into the TC to just try to do some more damage. Maybe he thought that Knuschelbar didn't heal it up all the way, might be able to try to sneak it out. Knuschelbar quick building a mosque. He knows that relics are about to start being secured by Kiljardi, so he needs to contest them. He needs to secure them up himself, or else there will be so much long-term gold that will go over to the opposite side. No agriculture upgrade yet, but has the keep healing upgrade and is looking to drop a keep soon, as 958 stones in the bank, 9 villagers moving forward. They might not be moving forward for a keep, as he might be moving those villagers forward for the deer that Kiljardi was just trying to take. And first it's a keep, then it's the deer. Look at that. It's both of them. Springled moving forward, takes down the Mangonel with one Springled. What a huge pickup, and this actually gives the opportunity for Kiljardi to move back forward. Kiljardi has more archers into the mix, and these are veteran archers. They are the same Castle Age archers as the opposite side, and just going to be able to non-stop fire down. Villagers trying to build up that keep, but villagers are not being focused right now by Kiljardi. Kiljardi is just killing everything. He just A-moved the archers, so the keep's going to finish up, and the archers need to fall back. Archers need to fall back. The keep. Knuschelbar has gotten a nice forward positioning point for himself. Abbey of the Trinity has zero relics inside it so far. Boar has been taken in the north, but the hunting cabin hasn't been finished. Knuschelbar has secured up a relic for himself. First relic is about to be dropped in the Abbey, and the trebuchet is already on its way, about to start sieging down the keep on the opposite side. Remember, these keeps take stone to heal. It looks like Knuschelbar might be thinking about another keep, but he won't be able to build a keep if this one starts getting sieged down, and he has to start healing it on up. Transition onto farms. Another relic has been picked up. Still only one in the Abbey. That's the second one being pulled back in for Knuschelbar. And the last two are on the north side. And there's Kiljardi securing up another one. The very last relic is all the way in the southern side. Sacred site closest to Kiljardi's base is being secured. And I'm sure Knuschelbar will do the same after he drops off that next relic. The keep, it's not even being healed up. It's immediately being taken down. Knuschelbar, he falls back from his forward point. It's 83 and 31. It's 81 and 38. Kiljardi, all of a sudden, he's looking like he's back in the game. I was scared. He kind of got put on his back foot for a little bit after Knuschelbar held. He held very, very strongly, but Knuschelbar, he didn't turn it around. He didn't use his Castle Age. He didn't use his aggression onto the opposite side at all. He just kind of cleared up some additional wooden fortresses, cleared up a little bit of that vision, got a couple Vil picks, but nothing too crazy, as he is still only 4 Vils in the lead. Protective keep on his side of the map. Springled's being dropped, as he has already seen a plethora of trebuchets out on the opposite side. The outpost that just got put up by Knuschelbar front and forward to try to get vision immediately gets taken down. And Kiljardi is looking to remass back up and probably be the aggressor yet again. Kiljardi actually wants this. If Kiljardi found that wolf, he would be at 500 bounty. If this wolf kills this villager, this will be the biggest upset of the game. Sacred Site has been secured by Knuschelbar. Oh no. Oh no, guys. Horsemen circle around. They find out one of those outposts, and the villager goes down. The wolf is alive, and that wolf is 500 bounty if if Kiljardi finds it. Military mass moving forward to try to kill down these few horsemen, taking down the outpost in the stealth forest for vision. Double board been taken, and Kiljardi even dropped a keep next to the board. He doesn't want to have to deal with any raids whatsoever. Secures up the middle sacred site. Has a good amount of siege here in the middle, and should want to push and start to play his cards right. He wants to start being more aggressive, and just how he was earlier on. Knuschelbar secures up the 4th relic, so as far as total gold generation, it's dead even for both sides. We have 3 relics and a sacred site versus 2 relics and 2 sacred sites. Military mass for Knuschelbar starting to move back forward, but it's 170 total pop for Kiljardi. Knuschelbar getting a little bit closer to even this out. It's 150. Only down just a little bit, but the mass of Kiljardi is moving forward, starting to take down some of that military mass. If the mangonels get a good fire on, it might just be enough for Kiljardi to actually snowball this game. Starting to push more and more forward. Spearman mass is getting cleaned on up, and the keep will get spotted out. In just a second, trebuchets will move forward, start taking down the keep. It's a good little mix out of Kiljardi as he has started to get crossbows into the mix. He's got his horsemen as his front line, and he's got, I don't know, a couple spears, a couple men-at-arms just for fun, because he said why not. The weekly finals are tomorrow. Income per minute, Knuschelbar is winning by triple on the gold, a little bit on the wood, but lacking on the food regards. Trebuchet shooting down onto the keep, but what Kiljardi has to watch out for is when these 3 Springles are about to just show up out of nowhere and get a nice fire down on one of those. Yep. By trebuchet, and all of a sudden there's only 1 trebuchet left, and all of a sudden there's 0 trebuchets left. And it's more Springalds in queue. Horsemen find out some of those vills onto the gold mine, so Kiljardi, this will do some damage. However, losing his 2 trebuchets will be a huge significant fallback point. Only 260 gold left in this mine. Has been moved on to the other 2 mines for quite some time. There's a total of 2,000 gold left in the other 2 mines as well. So if Knuschelbar wants gold, he'll have to start moving out of the base, but I don't think he needs gold. He has 4,000 into the bank right now and not spending it at all. Horseman mass in the middle by Kiljardi looks to start being taken down as it's horsemen and camels and spears on the opposite side. So like a three-pronged just better side for Knuschelbar as the Camelonies debuff. The spearmen are there to counter him as well. A couple of Lancers have circled around onto the wood line. Knuschelbar is getting some damage onto the wood line, and at the same time, the fight's going in on the middle part of the map. Just needs to watch out for those mangonels from getting some hits that are just too good. Oh no. Ho ho ho. Pretty close call there. Mangonels have to fall back as there are 4 Springalds on the other side. The 4 Springalds immediately take out 2 Springalds and then the last Springald. So the siege war, Knuschelbar starting to win the siege war even though he doesn't have the mangonels. The mangonels need to watch out. Horsemen take a nice circle, but not before the mangonels get taken down by the Springalds. The Horsemen found out and spotted out the Springalds. They should be able to take them down, but who's going to win this fight? The ranged mass for Kiljardi is just too big, but the ranged mass doesn't mean he's going to find a ton of damage. The Horseman mass is finding damage, though, into the wood line. It's just an absolute back and forth shit show, it feels like. No one knows who to focus. No one has really been taking down actual military buildings. They've just been trading militaries, trading villagers, trading kills back and forth, back and forth. But Knuschelbar has 6,000 gold in the bank. $110 and 40 versus 102 and 64. Wooden fortress built on the bottom side. It has a couple of spearmen and some archers trying to take that down. There's no upgrades on the wooden fortress, or else it would have taken down those spearmen and be able to stay up alive and healthy. Next trebuchet comes out for Kiljardi. Knuschelbar has more than enough wood to drop some more farms. Checking all the upgrades first. Wooden fortresses that are given vision for Kiljardi starting to be taken down by the trebs on the opposite side. Knuschelbar getting a couple of those trebs to try to take down the keeps that are just being so pesky and annoying. Sending some more horsemen for attempted raids through on the opposite side. And only finds one crossbow and another set of horsemen to just match him on the equivalent side of things. Two Springalds move forward, get a nice shot on one of the trebuchets, but two Springalds is not enough to one-shot a treb. You needed the third one there. Wouldn't be surprised to see Kiljardi bring up a villager or two to start healing up the trebuchet. Knight and Horseman tried to do some damage on top of the siege, but weren't able to find it. But what he could do is just run past with these Horsemen to the Springalds or to the Mangonel or on top of the wood line, but hasn't chosen to do so yet. Springald versus Springald. And the first set of Springalds for Knuschelbar attacked actual infantry units. Kiljardi, he might actually be breaking through finally. Knuschelbar has 7,000 gold in the bank. Imagine if this gold were being utilized elsewhere. Drop a market, trade it off, do something with it. Villagers denied off of wood. He's on the wood line in the north. And no wood means no siege. Springalds move forward for Kiljardi. This has just been an absolute crazy back and forth game. The Springalds don't end up taking down the trebuchet yet, as the outpost has its own Springald emplacement and was doing damage to him. Kiljardi, mass transition onto farms, and at the same time he's dropped the high armory right in between where one siege workshop already is, but would expect another to be dropped around it. More Springalds on the way, more horsemen on the way for Knuschelbar. One of the Springalds immediately gets taken down from the opposite side. Knuschelbar will have 1 minute and 45 seconds when he clicks the button until Imperial comes through, and he has enough to easily trade off for Imperial, but hasn't done so in quite some time. Kiljardi, he's max pop. Knuschelbar, he's max pop. But who will finally be the one to break through? Kiljardi's the one in the absolute other side of the map, inside of Knuschelbar's base. Pushing front and forward, going up to Imperial Age with this whole mass, takes down another Mangonel, and the Mangonels are really what can allow you to win the infantry mass. Sacred Site being denied. High Armory about, I'd say 80% of the way up, getting pretty close to finishing. Horseman mass trying to turn around, going for the trebuchets, immediately will be able to find one of those that was low health. Mangonel opting to try to fire down on the horsemen rather than the archers or something else, but the Mangonel gets taken down by the one Springald on the opposite side. Crossbows just firing anything and everything in their path. The A move has come out. Kiljardi reaches the Imperial Age. And what is next for him? More horsemen coming in. All of these crossbows I think are going to go down with this next horseman mass arriving. There's no wood for Knuschelbar. He's running out of wood. He needs to reclaim this this initial wooden forest that he has. He hasn't reacted, and there's so many villagers going down. Knuschelbar, no! The wooden fortress spam is real, as Kiljardi is just putting more and more of these wooden fortresses down. When there's no wood on the opposite side, that means no siege, no ability to take that down. And villagers, every single one of these villagers out on this side are going to go down. Not only that, there's another 30 vills in sight that could easily be raided. Just send a couple knights, send a couple whatever you really want. Get an upgrade on this wooden fortress, and all of those vills are going to start going down. Finally! Kiljardi has done so much damage with that keep. Knuschelbar reacts, and he reacts with stone walls now. Starting to take down more of those wooden fortresses. A trebuchet is out, and Knuschelbar has expanded down to the southern side because the north and the east are not it, the north and the east are not it for him, and he just saw what just going a little bit more to the north will do. There's already a keep there. Knuschelbar's definitely saving up gold for next game. He's had 6k gold for the past like 10 minutes, it feels like. Imperial Age still has another 45 seconds or so to come out. It is the military wings, so all of the infantry can get that nice boot camp upgrade. Streltsy for Kiljardi though, and once these Streltsy get massed up and they can just sit and keep firing down, they are unstoppable. They have this ability called static deployment that can end up stacking their attack speed and damage. A few more of the horsemen have tried to find their way into the farm. Sacred Site in the middle, attempting to be denied. Knuschelbar's starting to run out of real estate, it seems. He doesn't have gold. He's starting to run lower on the wood, as we have seen what has happened in the south. He's running out of the stone as 10 villagers just go idled onto the stone, and what is that? 23 in the middle. Nice. Well, there's still matches. There's still like the whatever semis and then finals from it. So as long as you're in top 4, you make the top 4. Right after, I believe. Yeah, it's right after. Just click, you'll see like the Swiss feeds into another bracket. Kiljardi moving forward with his line of Streltsy, horsemen, everything that he needs. Will this finally be it? It feels like Kiljardi has been the one constantly putting pressure, and Knuschelbar has been on the back foot. Huge 2 shots from the mangonels as a lot of those spearmen immediately get cleaned on up. They change focus onto the archers. Huge 2 shots there as well. Bomber cannon moving forward. That is the key that needs to be protected by Kiljardi, as he can start shredding through buildings, shredding through keeps. Stone walls doesn't matter, as bombers do so much damage. The Streltsy are firing down on everything in the path. Villagers running away. Mangonels moving forward. And the bombard is focusing the keep, as I was mentioning. Yeah, I got you, Striker. Villagers trying to get the wall around, but they've gotten a little too far around where the whole entire military of Kiljardi is. Knuschelbar is at under 100 total economy, whereas Kiljardi, he's at 128, sitting nice and happy. The keep that was front and forward is about to go down. The Streltsy are firing down on everything, and the horsemen, they constantly are just flowing in. You can just see unit after unit after unit coming in for Kiljardi. What I haven't seen from Kiljardi, and I'm shocked to see it because this is what most people do against the Abbasid, is just drop a keep, get that line in the sand, and then start sieging down their 2 landmarks. Streltsy utilizing that static deployment super effectively, as they have just been able to non-stop rain down that fire. Triple trebuchets for Knuschelbar are in front of his walls, so these things could easily be taken out if any horsemen get sent that way. That one Springald is able to move back and forth, and that Bombard's getting quite low, so one or two horsemen might just be able to make it there and take it on down. One Camel Archer trying to do a little bit of return damage, but it will take a bit of time before that actually does enough to have some return. Another stone being taken. Those trebuchets, as I was talking about, almost fully got taken out. There was only one that got taken out, 2 left. Somehow that Bombard's still alive. Horsemen moving forward towards the Springald. The Streltsy moving forward towards the Springald. You might not think they do much, but they have such a high base damage that they can take down siege easily en masse, even more effectively than hand cannoneers at times. Horsemen moving on forward. Outpost been built by Knuschelbar, is going to be able to spot a ton of units on the opposite side, but at the same time, this is going to allow Kiljardi to spot out, what, 15 or so vills on top of the stone. Static deployment, main military mass still fighting, huge back and forth still going on, and just no one's been able to break through yet. Kiljardi does not have... Oh, okay, he does have a university. Knuschelbar, he has one as well, but it's just starting to run lower and lower on the overall population. Knuschelbar is. He's at 114, but somehow he's still trying to keep himself into this game. All of the vills on the eastern side that were on that stone have gotten taken down. The biggest thing he has to worry about are the villagers on the wood in the south. Walls in the front. I don't think these things will ever be rebuilt. Those trebuchets moved back forward. They were able to end up taking down the keep. And they're going to be able to stay alive because the outpost over there has Springald emplacements involved. So the villagers that were pulled immediately got taken down. Will we see Knuschelbar try to break out of the north side now that some damage is coming down on the south? A keep's been finished, but Kiljardi spots out a ton more villagers. Knuschelbar is hurting so bad right now. The Mangonel's trying to move forward. A couple horsemen getting on top, but a good Mangonel shot before it goes down. The Streltsy are a little bit lower health. Kiljardi's trebuchets firing down on the main town center. Those units in the bottom still able to find some more damage. Knuschelbar is down at under 80 population, is finally spending some of that gold reserves he had built up for so long, as he had 6,000 for so long. He's now at under 1,000 for like the first time it seems like in 25 minutes. Kiljardi remassing back up after all the damage he did in the south, remassing back up in the middle of again, and should retake the fight to the middle. Might have enough to end it this time. It might not be. Knuschelbar has been holding valiantly over and over and over again. Stone walls attempting to be built yet again, but it could just be more of these villagers going down. The villagers have been absolutely slaughtered this game. Yeah, I was about to say it was going to be a quick 4 rounds, but we finally have a long game holding up one of the rounds, but no big deal, as this one is a crazy back and forth. Kiljardi, though, he is not allowing Knuschelbar to breathe. He sent a trebuchet down to the south side to take down the keep that was being a little bit pesky and annoying. Still has 4 Streltsy that once these 10 villagers chop through and go to the next wood line, those Streltsy will start firing. Horsemen decide to start taking some shots at the main landmark, but I think that was a little bit overzealous. Yes, Kiljardi's ahead, but he still needs to play this game methodically, still needs to play this game smart. Villagers moving forward for the burn on the trebuchet, but they're moving forward at the worst time. Right when they move forward is when the military is... The military, okay, there it is. The military was running right by, but the military have circled around those villagers as they're burning down the trebuchet, and the villagers circle every... Knuschelbar is down to 66 total villagers at 44 minutes into the game, just throwing away villagers. He doesn't have a regard in the world. If you're a villager, do not be a villager of Knuschelbar's. He does not run a tight ship. He throws his vills away for anything and everything. Knuschelbar sending some horsemen around on the opposite side. I think he wants to do some raiding. He started to get a bunch of these outposts throughout all of the stealth forest, and you see how many are queued up right now. So we said that Kiljardi was trying to kind of chokehold Knuschelbar, but Knuschelbar is starting to turn around that chokehold as Kiljardi's starting to look like less and less of the map. Thanks for the follow, Leman and Kova. Keep just decides to be burnt down by Kiljardi. He says, I have more than enough horsemen, my Streltsy, everything. This southern point is your last point in the map to be able to start gathering up that wood. The Vills are in a better place now. Yeah, that's what Knuschelbar keeps telling his Vills. Walls! Are they about to be finished? The walls are finally about to be finished for Knuschelbar, doing some raiding on the opposite side. Villagers have chopped all the way through that forest, and the next spot in the forest is going to, they're going to spot out some outposts. A little bit of some secret villagers chopping away. Knuschelbar's at 69 pop, but he's 85 military, whereas Kiljardi, he's got less military. I mean, the good thing for Knuschelbar is he's the Abbasid. He can win this with trash units. Kiljardi's the one who actually needs gold. Oh. The wall finishes up just in time. Knuschelbar, though, we just said he had a huge army population, but right as he has that army population, who's going to win the fight? The Streltsy. If they get to fire away in the backline untouched, I don't care if the numbers are on the opposite side. When there's the best unit, the strongest unit, you might just be able to not win the fight. But Knuschelbar, he's only down to 67 military, whereas Kiljardi, he's down at 37. This game looks to be turning around. Knuschelbar is putting Kiljardi on his back feet. Some horsemen have circled around. A keep has come down for Kiljardi in the south. He has moved. He knows he needs these wood lines, so that is why he moves to the south. The north has been reclaimed somewhat, as there's a little bit of some pocket eco with 3 villagers and some a keep. Protective keep trying to be dropped, but some horsemen are going to end up denying that. This is just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Battle of attrition. And who will win this battle of attrition? The Abbasid are known for their long games, for their trash units. It used to be Rus were so strong because of those siege balls and Streltsy, but if you can spread them thin, split them all across the map, utilize your mobility where Streltsy are slow as you can see them here, then you could get your leg up on the game. Kiljardi, he's down to 173 pop. Knuschelbar, he's at 136. They're both falling in population instead of gaining in population. Military mass slowly trying to find somewhere for Knuschelbar, and at the same time kind of baiting in some of Kiljardi's army. Knuschelbar still down at 135 total, whereas Kiljardi back up at 200, but hasn't been able to break through with this 200. First Bombard comes out for Knuschelbar, and Knuschelbar is the one who has gotten these outposts all across the map. They might not all be upgraded, but this is vision. This is map control. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. If these outposts come through with Bombard emplacements, Kiljardi's gonna start running out of what he needs. Bombard being protected very efficiently by Knuschelbar. Absolutely wild back and forth here. Kiljardi, though, he's trying to break through all of these outposts in the north side and maybe try to reclaim the north while he might be losing the south. All of his reinforcements are going directly towards these Bombards. The Bombards take down the keep. That was so precious, such a good map control, such a good position. Kiljardi, he's running out of, well, he's running out of wood, but he has 5,700 wood in the bank. Are we gonna see a wonder this game? Is that going to be what ends this game? I mean, this is an absolute battle. There's no boot camp. There's no camel support. No improved processing. Man, Knuschelbar is missing out on some very important upgrades, but holy expedition of these villagers. It's 31 villagers moving out, and there's already outposts. Knuschelbar sees all of this. Kiljardi's down to 100 villagers. He was up at 130 for such a long time, but will this give him the opportunity to actually get a military mass that's scary? That was the problem for him the whole time. He never had a military mass that could outbeat Knuschelbar's, but this might just give him the opportunity to do so, as he has more than enough resources in the bank still. Villagers trying to burn down one of these outposts on the gold. Kiljardi's still in the north. But the farms, they're being crushed right now too. It's 147 total pop, 182. Knuschelbar falls back behind his stone walls. He knows how much damage he's been doing. This might be his chance back in it, he thinks. And the villager numbers are about to be dead even. Uh-oh, this looks like a death ball. This might be it. Is this gonna be what finally breaks through? There's triple mangonel, there's double bombards, and there are 40 Streltsy to fire down on anything and everything in front of them. Horsemen are still being massed up, but Kiljardi, he's starting to run low on food. His farms are being denied. He has so many empty farms. There's an empty keep right here as well. Knuschelbar has gone to yet another spot where there's a keep firing down. Knuschelbar, you got another 14 vills that you're just about to lose. The Bombards are moving forward and he doesn't even care. I don't think he needs the wood that bad. I'm not sure. I don't think you need anything that bad. He starts to chop through the stealth forest. That would have been a much better idea than losing all of those villagers. Kiljardi breaking through again. Is he going to go for the landmarks, or is he just going to kill a bunch more production buildings and random things that Knuschelbar can just remass back up very quick? The two bombers in the top for Knuschelbar is resecuring a huge gold vein and a ton more of these forests right as he is losing the south side. Sacred Site being decapped. Mangonel is in a good spot to potentially fire down on some of these Streltsy if it can get a good shot. Oh no! Oh, decent spread. The Bombards, they're immediately getting taken down. There's no protection. Where are the spears? Kiljardi, you still need some spears to protect your Bombards. They're just all gone. 3,000 resources like that. Thank you for the follow, Jayhana. So Bomber taking down more production buildings. There actually aren't a ton of production buildings now that I look at it for Knuschelbar. So, I mean, if he actually has his army get cleared, he's gonna have a tough time remassing back up as fast. Main mass for Knuschelbar though, about to start doing some more raiding. It's 81 and 85 versus 90 and 65. Holy hell, Kiljardi is at 152 total population. He doesn't have a ton of food in the bank. Knuschelbar does. Is this game going over to Knuschelbar? It feels like Kiljardi has had the opportunity to end it like 8 times and hasn't been able to do so. Villagers on the farms are the ones being denied, and those are the key. Those are what Kiljardi needs to keep massing up military. Streltsy trying to do their job, just trying to clear out everything they can. Knuschelbar did finally spend his 6k gold. I mean, I think Kiljardi's losing this game now. Knuschelbar keeps raiding over and over and over again, and Kiljardi keeps throwing away his high-cost units. All of his siege, he has nothing protecting his siege, and Kiljardi's main base is the one being crushed now too. Knuschelbar has cleared up the main mass that was inside of his base, and his main mass is front and forward, taking down more and more of these farms. Kiljardi's at under 100 population. This is Knuschelbar's game. Look at the resources in the bank. How's he gonna mass up? Knuschelbar has this. He's gonna hold. Holy hell, I thought this was over 18 different times. And at this point, I mean, it looks like this is all Knuschelbar. The map's starting to be taken back control yet again. Horseman raid on the gold. These are more villagers for Kiljardi that are going down. He's at 68, 67, and more. He has some resources in the bank, but he's getting crushed. How's Knuschelbar looking behind this? He's got farms that are going untouched. Another 8 vills go down. Oh my God. More vills on the farms getting raided. Knuschelbar, he's just not letting Kiljardi breathe. No gold income coming in. We're about to see under 50 villagers at 58 minutes in the game. No trade being turned online yet. Nothing at all. This is just an absolute battle of attrition with only stuff we got on the map. Wooden fortress is being cleared. No more villagers on the farm in the south. Couple of horsemen circling back around again. I mean, this game's got to be over. Knuschelbar turned it completely upside down. Kiljardi is at 49 population. Look at the resources in the bank for both of them. Thanks for the follow, Carcelis. But Knuschelbar, he's going to have the overall population now. He's the one being the aggressor, flooding the base with horsemen. Villagers might be on farms, but where's the hunting cabin? Kiljardi's down at 46. I don't know how many vills that was, but that was a ton of vills that just went down for Knuschelbar, but he is still sitting happy compared to Kiljardi. Kiljardi's at 38 eco! 38 eco! And I think half that eco is inside of wooden fortresses and town centers. He's got villagers long distance shopping. He's got some farms working. He's got tons of production buildings getting taken down, horsemen moving forward, spears moving forward, mangonel's still there, camel archers into the mix to get the camel unease debuff. A couple more mangonels pop out, and if the horsemen for Knuschelbar that are around the backside, oh, they run right past it instead of taking out some clear, easy high-value targets. And decides against that. Streltsy crushing everything in their path, though, so really, really good for Kiljardi. He still has Streltsy, but, I mean, the bigger problem for him is the villager mass. Knuschelbar, thousands of resources in the bank. We're finally seeing upgrades come through. No improved processing or boot camp yet still. Boot camp doesn't really matter since he has mainly been utilizing the horsemen, but the spears would be just a little bit tankier, which, you know, that might be enough, and he has plenty of resources to sacrifice for it. I mean, Kiljardi is at under 90 population. There is no way he's coming back from this, but at the same time, I might have said Knuschelbar wasn't coming back from what we saw earlier, and he is the one with the upper hand, non-stop funneling horsemen into the base. Look at all of the empty farms. We need to see more, I mean, I'd say another town center or 4 dropped for Kiljardi to be able to mass back up to 100 and something bills again. The military mass for Kiljardi is just so crucial to keep alive and healthy right now because he's going to have such a harder time remassing up. A couple more vills go down. The villagers for Knuschelbar running away, just baiting all of these units through some of these outposts. And I just said, these units are so crucial to keep alive and healthy because they're going to be so much harder to mass back up for Kiljardi. You see 6 wood in the bank, 142 food. He's got 0 on gold. He's got 1 on wood right now. Every single villager that he has is basically on food. And a lot of those farms have the horsemen on top of them yet again. Trying to run away, trying to breathe, but he cannot breathe. Just an absolute strangle, an absolute chokehold. His military mass that he has, he's trying to pull back, he's trying to remass back up, but I don't know if he can do that up. He can't deal with all of these horsemen constantly coming through. Even if he takes the best trades in the world, I don't think he can come back from this. just killing. He's killed a ton of villagers in return, but I mean, both of these players, they just have no regard in the world for villagers. Knuschelbar has probably lost more villagers overall, but Kiljardi in a shorter period of time. This is an absolute crazy back and forth. Knuschelbar, is he gonna drop a wonder? I mean, he's starting to get the resources for the wonder. Obviously, not enough stone on the map. A little bit of a joke, but with the army he has now, I don't think Kiljardi is going to be able to hold for too much longer. Culverins are even in the mix to snipe down any of the siege on the opposite side. The mangonels could be the difference maker for Kiljardi if they can stay alive, but we've seen it time and time again this game. He has not been able to keep his siege alive, and that is what has allowed Knuschelbar back in the game. Horsemen burning down production building after production building. Kiljardi, he's just on the back foot. Looks like he's finally starting to move forward. He's starting to take the fight. Needs to send his horsemen forward and fast. They're running forward slowly, but the Culverins, they immediately take down both mangonels. No! That was the chance. That was the opportunity. All the wood lines are depleted. The horsemen try to run through, and they do. There is just too many units here for Knuschelbar, and Kiljardi, yeah, he might have the stronger units of the Streltsy, but Knuschelbar just has more, and he has too much, and Kiljardi finally throws in the towel, and Knuschelbar takes the victory after that long, crazy back and forth. He says, I am going up 4-0. I am moving on to the next round. Oh, look at that. He came back from 70 vills compared to 130. Let's see the military. 1,193 killed, 1,133